My name's Wi-Fi the Elf. Now I'm coming to you live from the reindeer outpost in the North Pole, and Oh, wait a minute, let me check these cables. Oh, that's better. Now I'm going to connect you with Father Christmas so we can hear all about the adventures from the North Pole. I'm so very excited. I do love these. So get snuggled in and listen for the latest adventures from Father Christmas.
Welcome back, my wonderful friends, to another episode of Adventures from the North Pole. Now, I'm your host, Father Christmas, and tonight we have a special story to share. It's a tale of wonder, magic, and the unexpected surprises that await us in the most enchanting corners of the North Pole. Now, as you listen, imagine the silver moon casting its glow over the snowy landscape, lighting up the world with its gentle, serene light. The story is about the deep connections we share with all the creatures of the earth. It's a reminder that we're all part of a larger tapestry of life, each of us contributing to the beauty and harmony of our world. So settle in, my friends, find a cozy spot, wrap yourself in a warm blanket, and let the warmth of our tales envelop you. Close your eyes and imagine the starlit sky above, the crisp, cold air of the North Pole, and the soft crunch of snow underfoot. Tonight's story is called The Night of Forest Whispers, a celebration of friendship between the animals of the North Pole and everyone around us. It's a story that will warm your heart and remind you of the beauty of the world all around us. On a night shrouded in the gentle glow of the moon, the North Pole prepared for a very special event, the Night of Forest Whispers. This night was not just any night. It was a time of magical communion, a celebration of all of the inhabitants of the North Pole and all of the creatures of the enchanted forest. The anticipation in the air was amazing as everyone looked forward to the annual celebration. Tim, the inventive elf, was the mastermind behind this year's celebration. Known for his mechanical wonders and deep love of nature, Tim had poured his heart and soul into creating an unforgettable experience. He believed in the delicate balance of nature and the importance of honoring it. This belief guided his every action as he prepared for the Night of Forest Whispers. Now, the enchanted forest, with its towering trees that had stood watch over the land for millennia, was the chosen venue for this special gathering. The forest itself seemed to hold its breath in anticipation, the branches swaying gently as if whispering secrets to one another. The ground was covered in a thick blanket of snow, sparkling under the moonlight like a field of diamonds. Tim had worked tirelessly to create inventions that would illuminate the clearing with a warmth that mirrored the welcome in our hearts. His devices, marvels of elf engineering, cast a soft radiance that welcomed all of the creatures with a promise of safety and friendship. The lanterns he crafted were unlike any other. They were shaped like delicate flowers, their petals opening to reveal a glowing core that bathed the surrounding in a soft, inviting light. These lanterns were hung from the branches of the trees, creating a canopy of twinkling lights that mimicked the stars above. It really was a sight. Now, as the twilight gave way to the velvety embrace of night, the forest began to come alive with activity. The first creatures to appear were the owls, their silent flight a whisper against the night sky. Their large, reflective eyes shone brightly in the glow of Tim's lanterns, giving them an air of wisdom and mystery. They perched on the branches, watching as more creatures started to arrive. Next came the foxes, their coats glowing with the magic of the night. They moved with a playful grace, weaving between the trees and lanterns, their eyes sparkling with curiosity. Following them were the deers, stepping with elegance that spoke of an ancient rhythms of the earth. Their antlers, adorned with small twinkling lights, made them look like, mythical beings from a fairy tale. In a moment of hushed awe, the unicorns made their entrance. These legendary creatures, with their gleaming white coats and spiraled horns, stepped into the clearing with a grace and a dignity that took everyone's breath away. As they moved, the light from the lanterns seemed to dance on their coats, creating a shimmering effect that added to their amazing beauty. The scene really was set for a night of wonder and magic. The night of forest whispers had begun, and with it a celebration of friendship that would be remembered for years to come. The clearing, now filled with elves and forest creatures, was a testament to the power of nature and the magic of the North Pole. The stage was set for a night of storytelling, music and dance, a night that would remind everyone of the deep connection we share with the world around us. The elves and the animals gathered close together to share stories, creating a circle of warmth and friendship. The elves, with their knowledge of the North Pole's magic and traditions, told tales of their adventures, and some of mine too, their inventions and the wonders of their homeland. These stories were filled with excitement and wonder, painting vivid pictures of the magical land they called home. Tim, with his gentle demeanour and love for storytelling, captivated the audience with tales of his many inventions. He spoke of the time he created a machine that could turn fallen snowflakes into sparkling jewels, and another that could make flowers bloom in the middle of winter. He really is very clever. Each story was all about his amazing creativity and his love for nature. The forest creatures too had stories to share. The owls, with their vast knowledge of the forest, told tales of ancient times, of the cycles of the moon and the secrets of the night. Their stories were filled with wisdom, offering lessons that have been passed down through generations. The foxes, ever playful and curious, shared stories of their adventures in the forest, of hidden dens and secret paths. Their tales were light-hearted and filled with laughter, bringing smiles to all who listened. The deer, with their graceful presence, told stories of the changing seasons, of the first buds of spring and the golden leaves of autumn. Their stories were poetic and soothing, reminding everyone of the beauty and the rhythm of nature. And then there were the unicorns, whose stories were the most enchanting of all. They spoke of magic and mystery, of places beyond the reach of ordinary beings, and of the deep, unspoken bonds that connected all living things. As the stories were shared, there was a real sense of a deeper understanding being forged. The barriers between the elves and the forest creatures dissolved. They all came to realize, despite their differences, the tall, the furry, the small, they were all part of the same world, bound by the same rhythms and cycle of nature. Tim, with the modesty of one who seeks not the spotlight, but the joy of creation, introduced his crowning achievement of the night, a music box that, when opened, did not merely play music, but invoked the essence of the forest itself. Its melody was a symphony of the natural world, the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the babble of brooks over stones, the distant call of the wolf to the moon. This music was ethereal and encompassing. It did something wondrous. It united every heart in the clearing, prompting an instant dance that was both a celebration of life and an act of reverence to the natural world. Even I joined in. The sharing of stories was more than just entertainment. It was a way of building bridges and fostering a sense of community. As the night progressed, the clearing echoed with laughter, gasps of wonder, and the soft murmurs of shared memories. It was a night of connection, of understanding, and of realization that together they could create a world filled with magic, harmony, and fun and friendship. As the music from Tim's enchanted music box filled the clearing, everyone began to move to its rhythm. Elves twirled gracefully, their movements light and airy, while the forest creatures danced with a natural elegance. The deer pranced with a delicate grace, their hooves barely making a sound on the soft forest floor. Foxes darted playfully between the dancers, their eyes gleaming with excitement. The owls, with their silent wings, swooped and glided above, creating patterns in the air that mirrored the dance below. Even the unicorns, usually so reserved and mystical, joined the dance, their movements fluid and mesmerizing. The clearing was alive with joy and laughter, the music weaving a tapestry of sound that connected everyone. The boundaries between the magical inhabitants of the North Pole and the creatures of the forest blurred, united by their love and universal language of music and movement. It was wonderful, silent but powerful, and showed the mutual commitment to protect, respect, and cherish the natural world that was their home. The elves, inspired by the night's events, realized the importance of their role as guardians of the forest. They understood that their magic and inventions could be used to benefit the natural world, not just for their own amusement. Tim, Snell, and Sparkle, along with other elves, began to discuss new ways to help the forest thrive. They talked about building shelters for animals, creating devices to clean the air and water, and finding ways to promote the growth of trees and plants. Their excitement was contagious, and they were eager to start making a difference. As the first light of dawn began to break through the trees, signaling the end of the celebration, the elves and the forest creatures parted ways with a promise to continue their efforts. They carried with them the warmth of shared stories, the joy of newfound friendships, and the solemn vow to be guardians of the magic and the natural world that bound them all. The night of forest whispers had woven a spell of unity that would linger in the hearts of all who participated. A spell that promised a future where the dance of harmony between all creatures of the North Pole would continue, not just for a night, but for all time. Tim stood in the clearing, his heart swelling with pride and happiness. He watched as the creatures slowly made their way back into the forest, each one taking a piece of the night's magic with them. His music box, which had played the symphony of the natural world, had brought everyone together in a way that, well, words could not. The melody lingered in the air, a gentle reminder of everything that it had achieved. It really was such a magical night. I wish you all could have been there. Wi-Fi actually wrote a poem about the night after talking to some of the elves and their excitement. I'd like to read it to you now. Tim, Snell, and Sparkle, so clever and bright, worked on new wonders from morning to night. With June just around the bend, their excitement would never end. Tim built toys with gears and springs. Snell made gadgets that took to the wings. Sparkle's light twinkled with glee. All awaited June so eagerly. That was a lovely little poem, Wi-Fi. Thank you for that. Now, before we wrap up today, we better find out about Bixby and Biscotti. In the midst of these festivities, Bixby, the playful kitten with a heart full of curiosity, found himself enchanted by the fluttering fireflies that danced around the clearing. The tiny lights moved through the air, their glowing creating a magical light. Bixby's eyes widened with wonder as he watched them, his little paws itching to join in the dance. Unable to resist, he leaped into the air, his paws swiping playfully at the glowing insects. Each leap and twirl added to the night's enchantment, his joy infectious to those around him. Meanwhile, Biscotti, Bixby's wise and gentle companion, chose to observe from the sidelines. Biscotti was a thoughtful and quiet creature, preferring the calm and quiet moments. She sat quietly at the edge of the clearing, her eyes reflecting the soft glow of the lanterns. Though she did not join the playful chase, her presence was a comforting one, a reminder of the beauty found in stillness and observation. Biscotti watched over Bixby with a loving gaze, ensuring her friend was safe while he played. Her heart swelled with pride and affection as she saw Bixby's joy and excitement. Biscotti knew that true magic often lay in these simple, fleeting moments of happiness. And so, my friends, we come to the end of another adventure from the heart of the North Pole. Tonight's tale, The Night of Forest Whispers, reminds us of the precious connections we share with all living creatures and the earth itself. It encourages us to listen, to understand, and to celebrate all of the things that we share. Before we part, I leave you with 2 questions to ponder. How can you, like Tim, create a bridge of understanding and respect with the natural world? And inspired by Bixby and Biscotti, how do we find joy in the simple, quiet moments that life offers us? Share your stories, and remember, the magic of the North Pole is about the wonders that unfold when we open our hearts to the world around us. Until our paths cross again under the twinkle of the stars, keep the spirit of adventure alive. Goodbye, my dear friends, and remember, every day is a chance to make a difference, to spread a little kindness and celebrate the beautiful tapestry of life. Farewell.